So, interesting piece here on the F1Chronicle.com in the build-up to the Mexican Grand Prix weekend. There's obviously a lot of noise around Lando Norris at the moment, particularly because there's an appeal currently going on, or a potential appeal from McLaren, and that hearing is scheduled to happen later today as I record this on Friday ahead of first practice. The actual hearing will be between first and second practice, I believe, and there's another separate video on that if you want to check out the finer details of it. But yeah, interesting piece here about Lando Norris and his mentality and his approach to races. Some are saying that he needs to up his aggression to continue to push for the title this year. A title that in truth may well already be out of his grasp, but let's have a look at what's being said here. Full article on the F1Chronicle.com as always, guys. You know how we do on here. So, two former F1 drivers think that Lando Norris needs to up his aggression if he wants to be the 2024 champion. Amid talk about pro-Red Bull bias, inconsistent stewards, Max Verstappen's racing style, and track limits, McLaren said last Sunday in Austin that it would not protest Norris's controversial penalty for his on-track run-in with Verstappen. McLaren's fury with the penalty, however, was backed by many F1 insiders. The penalty was inexplicable, former F1 driver Jean Alesi told Corriere della Sera. Max avoids turning in at the moment which he is overtaken. It is he who takes the McLaren off track. Where did the Englishman take advantage? It is unknown, added the Frenchman. The advantage was with Max's extreme defence, which was rewarded. It's a legitimate viewpoint in my opinion, that I don't disagree with it. The key really has been the fact that Lando ended up passing off of track. I think that was the thing, and I think Max Verstappen was very, very wily, to say the least. He was a very, very wily Red Bull during that race. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he did it to perfection, and it paid off for him. But whether it was dirty or not, I'm going to let you guys find that out in the comments if you want. See if you agree with Jean Alesi on that one. Perhaps spurred on by this type of analysis, McLaren hit reverse gear in Mexico by accidentally asking the FIA to take another look at Norris's penalty, which blew out his points deficit to Verstappen to 57 points with 5 races to go. He's essentially over 2 races ahead, so he's 2/5 of the way there, if you know what I mean already. The right of review will take place in Mexico on Friday, later today. Former F1 driver Ralf Schumacher, however, thinks Norris should have been more assertive in his wheel-to-wheel action with Verstappen and in general. If Lando wants to hold his own against Verstappen, he needs to be a bit more aggressive, he said. Anything other than that won't work against Max. Lando's start in Austin was actually great, but when he braked too hesitantly into turn 1, he was probably afraid that he would mess up the apex. That's one point that he urgently needs to work on, that final decisiveness in a duel. I respectfully disagree a little bit with what Schumacher's saying there, just in the sense that I don't disagree he needs to be more aggressive at the start and he should have closed Max Verstappen off. That's blatantly obvious. But what I would say is that, and he should know this given his own brother Michael's controversies over the years, Max Verstappen doesn't need to win these races. If Lando Norris is very aggressive and they crash, it benefits Max Verstappen because neither of them gain any points, they stay the same. So I would say that Lando needs to be a bit circumspect about passing Max Verstappen, because we know from title fights in the past, and indeed this title fight as well, where the two have come to blows, Max Verstappen has no reservations about using his car as a weapon to end up taking other drivers off the track. That's a fact, whether you're a Max Verstappen fan or not. He has done that several times in the past. I'm not saying he'd do it again, but come on, he'd do it again if he had to. He's shown that much this season. Lando's starting... Oh, sorry, I've already read that. Another ex-F1 driver, Christian Klein, told Service TV, I don't understand Norris. He has nothing to lose with a big... Oh no, he's got everything to lose. Disagree there. With a big points gap to Verstappen. If he wins the title by going all out, he will be the big hero. But nobody will blame him if he doesn't win against the best driver of the moment. When asked if he's lacking aggression, Norris was typically honest and self-critical. It's a difficult question and much more complicated than just saying, yes, do I need to change anything? Yes, is everything I do wrong? No. As for all the paddock controversy regarding Norris's Austin penalty, Verstappen thinks it's actually him who is the victim of bias in the British press at least. Okay. I have the wrong passport, said the Dutchman. Don't get me wrong, I'm very happy with my passport, but in this respect it would help to have a different one. Mercedes' George Russell, a British driver, was also critical of Verstappen's racing tactics against Norris in Austin. I don't think he should worry too much about other people, Verstappen hit back. Focus on yourself, focus on your life, enjoy your life, don't always think about racing. If you think fighting for the title, you have to perform at the top of your ability in every race. I always try to get the maximum result. That is what I'm here for after all, said the triple world champion. Interesting points. I mean, this is the thing, guys. I mean, I'm willing to take some advice basically from you guys on if you're from another country or you follow the media in another country, because for me personally, I don't pay attention too much to Sky. I don't really watch Sky that often aside from the race itself, but there's definitely been some accusations at least of British bias in that kind of media for a long time. Whether the international press is the same, I don't know. I don't think this is I mean personally for me, I don't think Verstappen is particularly a victim of the press too much. I would say that Norris isn't exactly squeaky clean either. I mean, the thing with the British media is, and again, I'm not going to get into this too much because, you know, I've already had a little bit of a minor rant, I would say, about what Sergio Perez said, and now I actually agreed with his point about there being an agenda against him. You could definitely argue that there is an agenda against Max Verstappen from some circles of the press, particularly those from the UK. I mean, that is definitely an argument to have had. Whether that's an argument I agree with or not, I don't know. I don't. Again, it's case by case. You know, I really think Verstappen makes a rod for his own back sometimes with his conduct on track. Simple as that. There's sometimes when he's definitely hard done by. I mean, the Sweargate thing. What the hell? Why? And why is the guy getting punished for that? That's one of the most dumb penalties I have ever seen in the history of Formula 1. And this is Formula 1 we're talking about here. F1's got an absolute rap sheet when it comes to these terrible penalties without any points whatsoever. And so that's definitely up there. So what do you guys think? Does Verstappen get beat on too much by the press? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And does Lando Norris need to up the aggression to win the title? I think he does at the start. I would say that. His starts have been very, very dodgy throughout the entire year. Whether it's poor getting off the line or poor into turn one. It's very rare that I think he might still be the only guy to never gain a place into turn one. Started from pole, admittedly, but still. It's not a good track record to have, really. He's not always started from pole position. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. And of course, keep it subscribed to the F1Chronicle.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you very soon, guys. Let's review the Mexico weekend. It's coming up very soon.